Dum da dum dum.
Hey guys, Sean here, HPA adapter from Taiwan. This guy right here, it is designed to fit in the back of your X68. I've been dying to try it, and I know you guys want to see what it does too. It's funny enough, when you show something off and then suddenly there's all these other adapters become available, like in short form. It's like they were, I don't know. This industry is funny like that anyways, but I want to talk about some of the other adapters. Obviously, Home Defense 24, theirs has been in the making for a while. And as far as I know, it's complete. They're just waiting for inventory. There's this guy, and obviously I saw the one for Mercury Rise released theirs yesterday. And what I wanted to talk about was the differences in at least what I can see on paper and how that may affect my particular build. The Home Defense 24 one, again, I don't have one, so I don't know for sure, but it seems a little chunkier. By chunkier, I mean, like, you see where the threads are, and then you have the tube in the back here for your HPA, and it's kind of reduced down. I mean, it's probably as narrow as you could safely go to have your bottle hanging off the back. So the HC24 one does seem a little beefier. Nothing wrong with that. The one from Mercury Rise looks very similar to this, but it has like a locking collar that you kind of thread on after, and you set these set screws around it. So it adds kind of this external ring, locking ring. So, and this doesn't unthread, and you can see why, because if you're undoing your bottles all the time, you could actually just unthread this adapter right from the back if you weren't careful and your marker wasn't degassed properly. You would literally just unthread this whole thing. Now, I asked my friend about this, having some sort of drive on this, like flats to thread this in. And reality is you don't need it. Now, having some locking mechanism may be warranted at some point, but he says it's a non-issue, and I believe it's a non-issue if you're using your launcher correctly and you are degassing it. I mean, worst case scenario, you might have to maybe hold this, but for me, I generally just leave whatever bottle on the launcher it's designated to. I test an output, I test my power, I know what it's doing, and I leave it as is, and I fill my bottle attached. But going off that chunkiness and that external ring that the Intrabuster, sorry, I keep calling it Intrabuster, but Mercury Rise, their adapter, is I want to run it on my Carbine kit. And if you can see here, see how this cap kind of is just, the flat of this Carbine kit is kind of running into it. So I can't actually take this cap off without removing the upper receiver. So if your adapter was chunky or has an external ring, there is no way you are going to get this to sit in there without having to carve out some of this material, which I don't want to do. I hate Dremels. So this adapter seems like it's perfectly suited for this Carbine kit. Obviously, if you didn't have a Carbine kit, it wouldn't really matter because you'd have no interference being run by the body kit itself. So that's my take on this. I have no idea what kind of power output I'm going to see off of this. That's what we're going to find out. So let's put it together. Shouldn't take no time at all. Like I said, I'm going to have to remove my upper receiver. So I got two screws, one here and one here at the front. There we go. Front grip kind of comes off like that. Squeeze my trigger so it pulls through the little cutout here pretty easily. Once it comes up, I'm going to put my finger on this linkage bar here. Pull it out just like that. And then slowly release it. Probably this is just going to fall off while I'm testing. I'll just try and leave it on there. Remove your rear cap, easy enough. 4mm Allen wrench. I tend to just pull my, oh, there we go. Carefully, I'm going to pull the trigger. And remove my back cap. There we go. Release my trigger. And you can see my urethane O-rings are holding up very well. Interestingly enough, these were both clear when they started. My 011 is still clear. My chamber cap ring, which was an 021, I believe, is starting to turn yellow. But it don't matter because I'm going to replace it anyways. I may swap the O-rings on this. It comes installed with, they just appear to be like probably Buna 70 or 90 O-rings. So I may swap those at one point, but I'm gonna shoot it how it comes. Oh, before I do anything else, I should lubricate both these O-rings. Wipe the excess on my sock. Everything looks fine. Insert it. That is a tight fitting 011, but we're gonna roll with it. So what I'm going to do is just tighten this in by hand. Once you feel some resistance, right there, I'm gonna pull the trigger and send it the rest of the way home. Except my hands are really greasy now, so I'm gonna have to grab a cloth. All right, there we go. Now it is tough to tell, so it'd be nice to have a drive on this. I'm right now, I mean, I can't really tell if I've threaded it in far enough. It looks like I have, but you can see the problem here, right? I mean, if you're not mechanically inclined, you may not set that properly. Now before, just because I have the tool here, let's see if it'll even work. I have these nice rubber jawed pliers. We'll give this a spin. Guess it'd help if I turned it the right way. So that did go a little bit further. So you can see that that may be an issue. I think it'd be interesting just to see a couple of flats on this for good measure. That way you could put an adjustable wrench on it. All right, well, hopefully it fits back in here. See if that clearance is a problem or not. It seems to be like it's match made in heaven. See that? So let me tighten these screws down and we'll have a better look at it here. Now, for those of you that are following along with my channel, I was having a problem with my magazine not releasing properly. I reached out to KT again. He said there was going to be some updated parts or something along those lines. And I haven't heard back as of now, but I just sent that email. I don't know, maybe, I think it was yesterday I sent it. Oops, don't want to cross thread this. There we go. Always be careful with these little screws. Which reminds me, I got this cool sticker from my friend. I know he watches my videos. So I found this in my locker at work. So I know it was him. You can see, at least to my naked eye, the line along here does look very even. So it appears that this adapter is like, this is the most perfect fit you could have. Question is whether the bottle will spin in. I may have had to actually install my bottle first before, oh no. Oh, well, probably gonna need an adapter there. Let me go see what I got. So you can see what's happening there. The slide check is gonna hit, and I really wanna use the slide check on this setup. Wha-bam! Check that out, guys. Like a match made in heaven. It turns out I didn't need an adapter at all. So there is a cutout in this Carbine kit right here that just so happens to coincide with where the slide check, this knurled bit here, this knurled collar, has to slide back and forth. Does it work and does it hold air? I don't know. It fits. Now, to get it to fit, the reason why I had to use Movie Magic is so you didn't have to see me disassemble this again. I did have to lift the receiver out, thread the bottle in, because obviously you can see here, like the nipple's gonna hit, gauge is gonna hit. The other issue is this bottle is threaded almost all the way, and it's probably like half a turn from being tight into this adapter. And what I don't like about that is this. You can hear it wobble. It doesn't affect it performance-wise. Well, we don't know yet because I haven't aired it, but I don't like rattles. So I do have a spacer for my M17 that Mr. Wixon printed me a long time ago that I'm gonna try and install into this rear adapter, and I can probably lock this bottle in tight, but there you go. That is a pretty slick setup. 5.5 CI tank, keeps it nice and short. But does it hold air? Does it hold air? So if you're using the regular X68 puncture cap, it is in a state of sort of, sorry here, I'm trying to fumble with the wrong hand. The cap is like always in a closed state. In my case, I'm using this Humorex cap, so I gotta make sure I press it in, otherwise air's gonna go in here and out here. All right, let's see if this thing airs. Do it the old thumb flick. Oh yeah, you see that? That bump up was actually the cap pushing me up here. And it should be as simple as that to degas. An absolute thing of beauty. I freaking love this setup. I have on hand here the 17 millimeter steel ball bearings. I'll start with those just because I did a short with them. 50 joules on CO2 is what I saw. So 850 PSI in the rear. Right, that's, I don't know. You can't top that. So we have 20 gram steel bearings in, 850 PSI. This adapter doesn't really add, I mean, it adds a little bit of volume, but its purpose wasn't to increase power. It's mainly just to add HPA. So if it adds power, air it up. Oh, we spit a ball out. That would be because those steel balls are heavy. So we now have 6 shots remaining. Oh, the other thing is like, okay. I kind of got to get behind the bottle to get my dot, and I'm not sure I'm 100% comfortable with that, but we'll just shoot it from a sort of the shoulder for now. $240. $238. $238. $236. $234. You notice the power is dropping a little bit. This is only a 5.5 CI bottle. I think this last one. 236. So after 6 shots, well, it still says we got 2,000. So maybe it's just being slow to refill, but mag's empty. Got 5 riot balls, 9.9 gram. I feel a little more comfortable now with this. 350. 350. 350. Oh, 344. I think that was the last one. Nope, that's the last one. 348. Now, I can degas like this. But here's the problem. Because I have this degassing rag, it's just gonna continually drain out the bottom. But I can do this. It slowly was bleeding out, and that's because of your regulator. So it is backfeeding, but very slowly. This makes me wonder. Now if I run the bypass with the air in the rear, I might pick up some of this volume in the grip. Well guys, I got a little bit of a boost. So the adapter works. It could use some flats as a drive. This slide check regulator, like, you can't do better than that. The sight picture is a little bit weird because you can see where me getting my dot here, I'm like right behind the tank now. I can get the dot no problem, but I don't know. Some people might get the heebie-jeebies having you shouldering on the bottle, like right behind it, where if something were to happen, that's right in your face. Now maybe, yeah, I don't know. There's just things that I can work on here to make it better, but that's it.